you know that Marvel is known for being meticulous in their movies, adding so many small details and callbacks that many people miss? So let me share a few of them with you, as I have compiled 10 Marvel movie details you might have missed.
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Did you know this tiny detail in the first Avengers movie? When the pilot launches the nuke to destroy New York after the Chitauri army attack, he says that it will take 2 minutes and 30 seconds for the nuke to explode.
Packages sent. Detonation in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Mark.
Well, it actually takes exactly 2 minutes and 30 seconds in real time, from when the pilot launches it, to when Tony Stark guides it to the mothership of the Chitauri army. Did you know this tiny detail in Avengers Endgame? When Thanos starts the attack on the Avengers base, Scott is at the front of the explosion, but how did he survive?
Guys, I think it worked.
Well, if you slow down this scene, you can see that after the explosion starts, Scott's inhuman reaction speed kicks in, and he manages to shrink himself to protect his body from the attack.
Oh my god! Inhuman reactions!
Did you know this tiny detail in Avengers Endgame? When the team heads off to the garden where Thanos is residing after the snap, this is the first time Captain America travels to space.
Who here hasn't been to space?
This scene is actually a reference to the first Avengers movie, when Tony drives the nuke into outer space and sees the universe outside the planet for the first time. Did you know this tiny detail in Avengers Endgame? When Thor is explaining the Reality Stone, he keeps rambling about it, and the team looks annoyed.
And then the ether stuck itself inside her, and...
But Scott looks like he's enjoying listening to Thor. This is because Thor's random rambling reminds him of his best friend Luis, who also loves talking.
Ernesto comes to me because he knows I got mad demons. Of course, I ask him, did Emily tell Carlos to tell you to get to me what kind of safe it was? And he says, nah, dog.
Did you know this tiny detail in Thor Ragnarok? When Thor asks Doctor Strange for help to find their father, Strange casts a spell.
Of your hair. Let me explain something. My hair is not to be meddled with. Ah.
For a brief second, you can see a Triquetra symbol created by the spell. This is actually the same symbol engraved on Mjolnir when Odin enchants it.
Whosoever holds this hammer, if it be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor.
Did you notice this tiny detail in Avengers Endgame? When Professor Hulk and Rocket visit Thor, they're surprised to see he's gained weight after 5 years.
Oh my god!
But Thor isn't the only one who's let his body go out of shape. If you look closely at Korg's body, you'll notice moss and mold starting to grow on him.
Yeah, we don't actually say that name in here.
Noob master.
Did you notice this tiny detail in Spider-Man Homecoming? After Peter defeats Vulture, he jumps onto a Ferris wheel with the name Cyclone. This ride was actually mentioned by Bucky where Steve Pugh in Captain America the First Avenger when he and Cap are infiltrating the train.
Remember when I made you ride the Cyclone at Coney Island?
Yeah, and I threw up.
Did Yellow Jacket from Ant-Man foreshadowed Endgame? When Scott and Yellow Jacket are fighting, Darren says this.
Did you think you could stop the future with a heist? It was never just a heist!
What's amazing is that years later in Avengers Endgame, Scott is actually the one who brings up time travel to save the universe, which they called a time heist.
What do you call it?
Time heist?
Yeah, time heist.
Did you notice this tiny detail in Avengers Infinity War? After Bruce Banner is sent back to Earth to warn the Avengers about Thanos, Wong mentions that there's an ice cream named after him.
No can do.
We swore an oath to protect the time stone with our lives.
And I swore off dairy, but then Ben & Jerry's named a flavor after me, so...
Chalky. A hunk of Hulk burning fudge is our favorite.
That's a thing. Whatever, point is...
Fast forward to Avengers Endgame, when the team is discussing their plan for the time heist, we can actually see Professor Hulk eating that exact ice cream flavor.
Quill was a person.
Like a planet? Like...
Did you notice this tiny detail in Spider-Man Far From Home? During the final battle against the drones, Spider-Man grabs a shield and a weapon from scraps around him. This is actually a reference to how Captain America looked when he was fighting Thanos in the final battle of Avengers Endgame.